he kind of skims over uh, the argument for past lives, which is one of the
Rebirth.
the argument
It
for
seemed like
Phails at philosophy.
like it's an important part, and part of what's interesting is like Vasubandhu's argument is about hell beings, right, and the existence of hell
yeah,
beings.
you did talk about that.
And you know, and ultimately ends up being this argument around atomism, I think. But so I mean, it's one of the ways in which when we're looking at non-Western philosophy historically,
Mm-hmm.
we have to remember we're looking at people who understand the world on a large level, fundamentally different than, say, their contemporaries. Like Augustine would be a contemporary in the Western tradition,
Mm-hmm.
because the Western tradition is understanding it through a world which is this historical trajectory of sin to salvation.
Oh, through the
Right,
Christian
right,
narrative.
exactly.
And they're kind of divorced from that a
And
little bit.
they're looking at it in this narrative of karma and rebirth. So at a large scale, things look fundamentally different in terms of how they understand the universe, both of which are also different than the kind of cosmological understanding we tend toward in a post Big Bang kind of world.
In it, though, well, not though, but it seemed like they want to do the reverse math of making sense of what they've already decided, which is karma, or not karma, rebirth, as opposed to saying, hey, let's figure, okay, we don't know whether or not rebirth is true or not. Let's think about it. It seems like they're like, we're going to prove the existence of rebirth through this line of thinking. Like they've started with the end in mind.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that true?
I don't know. It's a little more investigatory, but it is also apologetic, right? I think, and that's what I think maybe is a way to think about that. Like, there's a way in which you can present an argument, engage with an argument, because what you're trying to do is make an argument so people understand why you're right?
Yeah.
That's apologetic.
Yeah.
There's an investigatory approach, which is I'm going to make this argument.
What is right?
Because I'm checking it, right? I'm constructing it as a series of concepts to investigate its integrity.
Well, it's a hypothesis. I
Right.
guess he's starting with a culturally accepted hypothesis.
Right.
There is rebirth.
Right.
And then he's doing unbiased, or as close to unbiased, which there's no such thing, but investigation of whether or not it is.
Yeah, because basically his argument is that
Cause and effect.
the only thing that can cause mental events is other mental
events.